welcome you to a conversation that is pretty timely considering the times that we're in. Yes, we're in the digital age, we're in the age of AI, and I'm sure a lot of people have had the conversations about whether AI is going to replace our jobs, whether we're going to be replaced by AI and whatnot. Well, at least there's one job here that AI can't replace: your moderator.
I use AI every day, right? Our teams are forced to use AI because if you don't use AI, you're going to waste my time, right? An assignment that could take an hour, the traditional guy who doesn't use AI would take a week, right? A board memo that could take a minute to create, somebody would take 2 days to create. So if you're on my team and you don't use AI, you are my weakest link. Whether it's code, whether it's summarization of something, whether it's sending an email, whether a proposal review, whether a board meeting, whether a review of what's happening in the budget, you should be able to outsource that intelligence to an AI. Same way you will not store all the phone numbers in your phone and repeat it to me one by one. Because you've outsourced mathematical stuff to your phone or your calculator. Why wouldn't you do that when it comes to data intelligence? And I think our teams are now learning and embracing how to write software at scale, how to prototype software, how to tell you the idea I'm thinking, not by writing it out, by prototyping it. So we're pushing everybody to be AI native. If you're not, we will push you out. And I think there's going to be a season or a stage in our journey where you can run a company with one person. The other skill set that I'm learning is if you don't know how to think, AI can help, which means from a first principle standpoint, a talent has to understand critical thinking. Because there are things you can outsource to a machine. But before you outsource, you have to be renewed in how you think, right? And I think we have to start teaching that in our colleges and next forward and all these universities at the current work university, which is a new university, which is great. You know, the people who are already working and don't want to go back to school, they need work university, which means they have to think differently, else they're going to waste the budget.
Now, what I think AI does is it gives us the opportunity to rather strengthen what I will call our superhuman skills. Because there are some things that AI, for now, cannot do. For instance, AI doesn't have wisdom. Wisdom is man. It's human beings that have wisdom. AI has knowledge. Wisdom is the application of that knowledge. AI is not able to create moments that matter amongst people. AI, for now, doesn't have values or ethics. So AI is just a machine. At the moment, AI doesn't know. I look at Sam's face and I see, I think there's something wrong. So, intuition. AI doesn't have that. And so, what in this era, actually, AI is only helping us to now become more human and leave the mundane stuff to AI to deal with. So it is time for us as human beings to be more strategic, to be able to collect the dots, do system thinking, be able to predict using AI to predict the future. What AI helps us to do is to be more human. So now strengthen those human attributes, the values, the critical thinking, the problem solving, because AI will give you the raw data and it is for you to make those decisions. It is for you to strategize. That is what AI will do. Don't throw away your human skills.
How do you design a solution around a real problem? And what does that look like? I think that is the most valuable thing anyone can study today. And it is going to be a job that is going to be in high demand over the coming years. It's already in high demand today. I think the demand for product jobs will only rise. So basically, all of the transformation that we're talking about in any industry will need product managers to drive it. So a product manager's role, if you want to really simplify it, is into two things. One is to be the bridge between
technical and non-technical people. That's one part of a product manager's job. And the other part of it is to design a solution that solves a real problem, but not to digitize stuff that shouldn't happen. So if we go to any government organization here or some of the traditional banks, for example, you'll find that they have lots of processes that are paper-based, right? A product manager's job is not to digitize these papers, and it's to re-engineer the process to an efficient process and then to use technology to do that. If I'm farming in an inefficient way, how do I make it more efficient? If it's taking me 30 hours to process a loan application, how do I do that in 5 hours? If it's costing $100 to do X, how do I make it cost 20? So anyway, so product manager basically they're there to solve problems and create a more efficient solution. And then all the tech comes secondary to that. So it's not about jumping to text directly. The product is a much, much more valuable skill. And then the AI-enabled product manager is the killer.
Here with the CEO of Juiceface Alphabet Technologies, the one and only Sam Ahmad, who's just finished an amazing session. Sam, how did you find the whole session?
Lex, thank you. It was nice being on your panel. Really good. I think this was very poignant. The audience really appreciated the fact that we're talking about real life issues. AI is here to stay, but then what? So being able to share those feedbacks, the values, the ethics, the do's and don'ts in adopting AI in a university context, I think it's really, really great. I think next for the university is onto something great, because when you compare the traditional universities and the way they operate, their operating system is so different. And I think that's the next level of university sort of platform we need for the future of work. And they are here to solve the problem. And we're ready to take their graduates into the workforce. Yes, 100%.
For the young talents in Africa who are watching you right now, and since we're talking about, sort of the skills that get them hired, and probably what you as an employer would look out for when it comes to the digital skills and the AI skills, what would you tell them? What should they be looking out for? What are some of the skills that you concentrate on prioritizing? What would you say?
I think first you have to understand data. You have to know the science of data. What is data all about? So understanding how data moves, how data is saved, how data is duplicated, how data is shared. They need to study data, right? So there are courses around data science, data analytics, data governance, data security. They need to pick that up as a core. The next one is they have to be curious. They have to be curious to learn about what this AI thing is. Play with it. There are so many models, open source and private source, closed source, sorry. They need to learn how these AIs work. How can they apply this in their today life, in their homework, in their research, in their work assignment, their thesis, and whatever they're doing today? Can AI do a better job for them? They need to play with it. I think that's very important.
All right, so I'm here with the CEO of Nextford University, Fadl Artazi. Fadl, that was a great session. How did you find it?
Thanks for joining, Lexus. I think you made it much funner than it usually is. So I appreciate that. It's exciting. It was great to meet a lot of our learners and community members. My first time in Ghana, so fantastic to see so many people.
What's your biggest takeout from this conversation that we had today?
I think that Ghanaians, have a sense of positivity and hope that you don't always find in other markets necessarily. So they're invigorated, they're excited for the future, and I think there's a real opportunity for youth in Ghana in particular to be early adopters of some of the latest technologies and sort of leapfrog development that we've seen in other markets. So I think that's my biggest takeaway. There's a real sense of, I think, excitement and hope among youth in Ghana.
Right. For the young people who are watching you now, who are listening to you and all of that, who are seeking to delve into AI and become fluent, what does Nextford University offer them, and how can they take advantage of these opportunities that you offer?
Sure. So Nextford integrates AI in all of its programs. So whether you're actually studying AI or you're studying finance or HR or marketing, you're always going to be studying AI. So we actually were one of the first universities, maybe even the first university in the US to make the use of AI mandatory. So people are going to have to master how to use AI across all of their courses. Other than that, we actually have AI-specific courses, both at an undergraduate and graduate level. And we have specializations in AI. So you can study business, for example. You can get an MBA, but specialize in AI within that degree. And then next year, we're going to have a new degree that will be announced soon that's entirely AI-focused.
Well, stay tuned for that. It's happening. So I'm here with the Director of Human Capital, APSA Bandana, one and only Mr. William Isman, who's finished a very great session with us here at the Next World University Conversation. And I'm sure it was very enthralling, wasn't it?
It was, like I said, and lots of ideas we shared, lots of thoughts, just showing us what's the lay of the land books in the future.
Right. What was your biggest takeout from this conversation?
Clearly, AI is not the future. AI is now. And so we have to position ourselves as employers, as employees, to make sure we take advantage of this whole wave of AI.
For the young people who are watching who probably want to be more employable and maintain their jobs and probably not lose their jobs in this new digital era that we are in, what should they be doing?
Well, I will talk about adaptability, your ability to dance with tech and dance with the human, both learning the steps how to dance, that's one. And then two, your ability to, even within that adaptability, to be able to dance to a change in rhythm. Continue dancing.
Well, there you go.
Really.
We have a dance, don't we?
We do.